Good afternoon, Piers from Radix. Can you explain us a bit more about your company, Radix?
Sure. So Radix is a layer 1 protocol like Ethereum. So if people know what Ethereum is, it's a public decentralized ledger that lets you build applications on top of it. And our one specifically focuses on decentralized finance, which is this super fast growing area of crypto, which has gone from $1 billion under management 18 months ago to $200 billion under management today. So probably one of the fastest growing areas of crypto today. And Radix is a layer 1 protocol built specifically for DeFi.
So does Radix offer capacity for all cryptos?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest problems in crypto today is that it's really expensive to use, and that's because it doesn't go fast enough, right? Like on Ethereum, you're paying $100 to do a transaction because of all of the congestion. And so what we've done is we've radically increased the amount of speed that these networks can go at so that far more users can come and use it. The more users come in, the more node runners are added, the faster the network goes, and this solves one of the big issues that we see today in crypto.
Are there many companies who would offer the same services like you do?
So there's a few. One of the things that I always find funny is that in the crypto market, we often talk about going a little bit better, right? So Ethereum can do 15 transactions per second. And so the competitors are often like, oh, we do 2,000 transactions per second or 50,000 transactions per second. However, if we're talking about the global financial system, which is what we believe decentralized finance will eventually eat, then we're talking of millions of transactions per second. And honestly, nothing else in the space apart from Radix gets even close to being able to solve that.
Okay, and do you expect then the financial world to be totally decentralized in the next couple of years or later?
So I expect the entire financial ecosystem to move to decentralized infrastructure. So a lot of the time we forget that things like the internet is decentralized infrastructure. That's what the internet is. It's a decentralized network. Decentralized infrastructure is fantastic because it's very resilient. Like, if you blow up a bit of the internet, it still keeps working. For our money, we currently don't have that. We don't have safe places that money exists that is supranational, beyond nations, beyond companies. What this kind of technology brings is a safe place for all money to exist. That doesn't mean that regulation can't be enforced here. It doesn't mean that you can't have permission systems, that you can't have privacy and all that kind of stuff. But I do believe that the world will want their money to exist on an infrastructure that is as safe as possible, and the best way to do that is to create a decentralized infrastructure for money.
What are your expectations for the future? Do you expect to be the crypto world to be much bigger?
Yeah, I mean the crypto, DeFi is $200 billion right now. The global financial system is $360 trillion. So there's quite a way to grow still, and not just that. What DeFi and crypto does is it lowers the barrier to entry. It means that anyone with a mobile phone can now access financial services, which means that the underbanked of the world, the people who just don't have access to that in countries, maybe 70% of the global population doesn't have access to financial services. Suddenly you open that up. So it's not just $360 trillion, it's maybe a few quadrillion dollars of possible liquidity that can flow into the system. Yeah, I think this is the biggest technology innovation since the birth of the internet.
Do you think the Bitcoin will stay dominant?
So no, Bitcoin is a store of value, like gold, and gold is an important asset, but it's not the only asset. So Bitcoin is great, it's done what it's supposed to do, it's created a great decentralized store of value, but it's not going to be the only game in town because humanity has created far more assets than gold, and those assets are going to be digitized and going to exist on public ledgers. So Bitcoin will not remain dominant, but it still will be important.
Okay, one last question. There are so many cryptocurrencies already. I think each day new ones are created. Aren't you not afraid there are too many?
No, I mean, this is just the state of innovation, right? It's like saying, are there too many startups in the web world? Or are there too many startups, are there too many companies in the world? This is all about competition. Competition leads to better innovation, leads to better customer experiences. So a lot of these are experiments. Some of these experiments will fail, but some of them will succeed and fundamentally change the world as we know it. And that's good. So we should want as many as possible. Yes, it means that you're I don't know which one to choose, but ultimately, the market will choose the best ones, and those ones will become the next dominant firms of the next 50, 100 years.
Okay, one last question: would you expect that maybe the dollar or the euro will be completely digital later?
100%. Like the entire global financial system is designed to do one thing, and that's the allocation of capital, the efficient allocation of capital. If you can make money programmatic and mean that it can instantly move between opportunities, like every single capital allocator in the world is going to want that. So yeah, digital money is a certainty for everyone. The question is whether or not it will exist on decentralized infrastructure or it'll exist on government-run infrastructure. That's going to be the big debate of the next 10, 15 years, and you're going to see a lot of competition between public decentralized ledgers and state-run ledgers, and it's going to be really interesting to see. I think public decentralized ledgers are going to win ultimately because governments are terrible at cooperating, right? So like France tried to build its own internet, and it failed because the internet as an open platform was far more appealing for businesses to build on than a single closed platform of the French internet. The same thing's going to happen with states, because there's going to be the EU blockchain initiative, and there's going to be the UK one, and there's going to be the American one, and there's going to be the Chinese one. They're all going to compete with each other, and then there's going to be these open platforms that anyone can come and build on, and they all win out, just like the open internet won versus government-run internet.
Okay, great. Thanks for the interview.
You're very welcome. Thank you.